Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, June the 22nd. And we are into summer. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risk and should only be attempted with funds that you can afford to do without. Good morning, Pamela. Good morning, Miles. Good morning to you again, Mark. Please do say hello in the chat. And here we are. Crude oil, 11 seconds after our start time. We got 20 seconds to get into it, so definitely in that short. 10 tick target 1. I'm sorry. Money management is there. 10 tick target 1, 12 tick target 1, excuse me, and 20 tick target 2 for 32 ticks on the morning and a one and done session. With the crude oil inventory report is due at 11 o'clock this morning, and because of that I would not tend to trade the 10 a.m. session. Quite often that 10 a.m. session on Thursday when you have a crude inventory report is going to be kind of slow, wait and see. So we will forego the 10 a.m. session today as we normally do on Wednesday. Alright, so unleaded. The short trade is a little too early on unleaded. Just under 2 minutes before our start time. First bar takes 2 minutes to get there, but we're down a tick or two above the session low at the time. 6 seconds after our start time, so I'm going to assume that that was not tradable. And our first trade would be the long trade at 902.39. That one has plenty of time to get, lots of chances to get in here. Picks up target 1 for 40 ticks, target 2 for 62 ticks, and picks up a trailer at 663 from the entry at 636, so 27 ticks and the market's now open. Alright, our get in sync on the YM is off the table. That long was too fast to catch, but it did cancel our short out, and the long stops out, so we're flat waiting for a new trade on soybeans. I'll come back and talk about the pound Aussie. We have a potential long trade at 88.46. The spread's running about 3 to 3.5 pips. So 49 or to 49.5 for your actual entry order. This will be the buy side, so make the adjustment there. Russell, that was 2 seconds before start time. And went too fast to catch anyway. So crude and unleaded both one and done this morning. And we'll come back to Alright, we still have 3 minutes to go, or two plus minutes to go before we're into our session on the micro NQ. We have a potential get in sync long on the micro NQ. Soybeans is flat. YM just had a new short trade set up and triggered in. So YM is short. Looking for a new trade on the micro Russell, which our start time is market open, or 9:30 there. And up bar closing right at the balance line, so that keeps our long trade on the pound Aussie alive. And micro NQ hits money management, so that trade is off the table. We're not quite to our 4-minute wait on that one. And just under a minute to go there. And a short setup on the pound Aussie. Is this a little one? Yeah, this is a little one. Target 3 is 12 pips, but that's gonna change because of the stop and reverse. Actually no, stop and reverse. Yeah, stop and reverse is going to bring our money management to target 3, and with a 3.5 pip spread, I'm not going to take that, so I would make that a 2-position trade, half at target 4 and half trailing. So that is going to be 32 for our entry. And I'm going to make 32 just an exit for my trade. So that's what I was going to talk about, this earlier long trade here. We were in the short right here, right at 8:30. We had a same situation. Money management goes to target 3, or actually a tick or so. We ended up with it at 32, I think. So we're at 18, 20, 21. So actually 33 would be our money management. And I just used it as an exit point. But we do trigger short. So money management is target 3. And I would short on the Russell. And the YM has hit target 1. That's a 33 tick target. Stop at 146. Long trade on soybeans. Now, how fast was that? 24:36. Yeah, 8 seconds. I had 12 seconds on that bar, so chances are you're in that one. We hit target 1 and target 2, it looks like. So you've got 8 and 14 ticks already. Stop at 39 flat. Actually, that's not a stop and reverse. That one's going to be there. So yeah, we entered at 34. And our 22 would be our money management. So 20 is going to be 14 ticks, 14 pips. So that would give us 10.5 on the, yeah, that one's worth taking. Barely. So 2 positions at and I'd make that a 3 position trade rather than our normal 5. 1 at target 3, 1 at target 4, and a third trailing rather than a quarter each. Or rather than 20% each, actually. Alright, Russell definitely got into the trade and hit target 3 right on the nose, so that's a winning trade, and stopping out at the break-even stop on the micro Russell. YM stopping out on the trailer at 141 to end that session. And a new short on the micro Russell. And a 10-second bar on the second bar after the setup, and it just pulled back to the entry again. So we are in this trade. Soybean stopping out on its trailer. 1 and done. Targets, actually all 3 targets, and trail out at 39 3/4. So entry at 39 flat. Picked up 3 ticks on the trailer. 8, 14, and 19, 33, 41, 42 ticks, 10.5 points. Avoidable short trade on the micro NQ, and micro Russell gets a money, just a break even out of that. So 1 win, 1 break even on the micro Russell. Looking for a new setup on the micro NQ. That touched the entry and then came back to the stop. I'm assuming that touched quickly enough. Let's take a look and see what our timing is. Duplicate that in a new tab, and we'll put a vertical line there and change it to a 4-second chart. So here is our entry. Yep, it touched it in the first 4 seconds, so definitely avoidable on that one. And we'll get rid of that one and go back to what we were watching, and a long trade setup that has not triggered in yet. So we have 4 POQs this morning, 4 power of quittings. All 4, both energy markets, crude and unleaded, the YM and soybeans, all 1 and done this morning. And that hits the stop, so that trade on the micro NQ is off the table. So our 2 catapult, micro Russell, micro NQ, still active this morning, and the pound Aussie Good morning to you as well, Robert. Russell pushing downward, setting new session lows. Micro NQ has bounced up off of its new session low, set a new session low just after market open, but has now bounced up off of that. Almost, let's see, 60. It's up 60 points right now, and rising higher. This is a no trade because it did hit. It hit, touched the entry, then went back and hit the stop. Or actually, no, that's a valid trade. I'm sorry, missed the entry, went to the stop, and came back. So that's a valid trade, even though the calculator's not tracking. We didn't hit the entry before it hit the stop, so that trade is valid. Long then on the NQ, micro NQ. Touching the stop on the catapult does not cancel a trade if it is not already triggered in. Takes a cross of the cat lines in the opposite direction to cancel the trade. And approaching target 1. And money management, so bring your stop to break even. And actually we're going to come EMA is at basically 33 3/4, so 32 1/4. So one tick above the one tick. So yeah, we're at our stop. So we're going to start trailing on the next bar. But we're at our 132 1/4 stop. Our entry was actually, yeah, we are already trailing. 132 032 1/4 is one tick above where our one tick break even would be at 032 even flat. So we are trailing. Actually, no, we're not trailing. We would be at just the one tick break even, because we've got to go. So 250% of target 1. And there is target 2, so that is a winning trade. And now we should be trailing. 46 1/4. About right there. Pound Aussie still trailing along in the short. All right, EMA, we're trailing is at 53.50, so that puts 52 flat is that's our trailing position. Stop right there at 52 flat. Market's diverging again. There's a stop and reverse long at, that would be at 44. That's going to stop. That's going to key level adjust because it's a stop to 46, and that would be a full stop out. But that's going to carry your money management up to, all the way up to 58. So 1 pip short of target 3. Target 3 would get you 9.5. I'd do the same thing with this one, make it 3 positions. Or at work, the other possibility is 2 positions at target 3 and 2 at target 4. And 1 position trailing. Target 3 on the micro NQ, and now the micro Russell starting up as well as the YM. $56.50, so we'd be at 55. And we touched 55, so that's a stop out on the micro NQ. Targets 2 and 3, and stopping out on the trailing stop. So we have a win in hand on the micro NQ and a win and a break even on the micro Russell. We have a small stop and reverse loss on the pound Aussie. Then you have a small target win. Actually, we went from to 21 for the entry, stop and reverse entry. That actually would get, if you took that trade, it gets you positive because you pick up a solid target and you only lost 18 to 21, 3 pips. So you lost 12 pips, and we gain and you gain 15 off of the target. And you'd have a larger position there anyway. So that's going to actually be positive on that one. If you had taken that trade, you wouldn't even need to be in this stuff out here that we're looking at now. Short trade on the micro Russell. Micro Russell looking to come down again. 59.9. Not triggered in yet. And the Russell triggers in. We did get stopped out on the micro NQ. Not much going on. Crude oil inventory report at 11. We'll see where we are with these charts. See when to shut this down. I'll go no later than about 10:45 in here. That spread running almost 4 pips now. On the pound Aussie, getting close to stopping and reversing. And the Russell takes a full loss, so we have a win, break even, and a loss on 3 trades. On the Micro Russell catapult chart, that's the 15 tick brick with a 5 tick offset, 1.5 points, 1.5 point brick for those of you on TradeStation with a 0.5 point offset. Getting really close to stopping and reversing on the pound Aussie. And now a long push that one up a tick, 63.7. It spiked to the entry. And we did hit the entry on the Micro Russell, taking heat. We hit our adjusted entry, so we're definitely in this trade. And the market's not sure where it's going. YM with a small push down. Micro NQ consolidating its upward move. And Micro Russell in consolidation mode as well. It looks like, no, we did hit the stop. So we are out of that trade. 2 losses on the Micro Russell. That's going to, since we didn't have a big win, that's going to put us slightly negative on the Russell. Yeah, well, I would call this a consolidating market for the most part. Good move on Micro NQ, but and initially a nice down move on the Micro Russell, but that seems to be consolidating there currently since about 9:45. And YM's looking similar. And Micro NQ moving a bit, but still at a point of consolidation at the moment. I believe you got 2 bars in a row where you've got a significant wick down here, so that's kind of back and forth a little bit within your bar size of, and that's a pretty significant bar at 12 points. Pound Aussie's definitely sideways. Soybeans is giving back its up move now. And a reminder, we're not going to do a 10 o'clock crude session this morning because of the inventory report coming at 11 o'clock. You could do a 10 o'clock mini session, but because of the inventory report, it is an hour, does give you an hour for trades, which would be your mini session. But because of the inventory report, it's going to tend to be less active in that hour before the report, although it's not always true. And we did finally stop and reverse to long on the pound Aussie. So money management on this trade goes to 58. Which is right there. Target 2 positions at target 3, 2 positions at target 4, and a trailer. We can take one more loss or 2 more break-even or winning trades on the micro Russell. We're going to take at least 3 more trades on the micro NQ. We can take 3 losses or 3 more wins. And up to 6. And we get a new short trade on the micro NQ. At the moment, that's a get in sync. It spiked through too quickly to catch. So if it does go up and hit the stop, it's an avoided trade at this point. Stop tick or so above the session high. Stop is at 0.99 flat. One point adjustment's a big adjustment, but I would, or actually more than 1 point. Right at just a point below the 15,100 mark. And that would be a pretty major, fairly major key level. 15,000 would be even more major, but 15.1, the hundreds there, you're talking about 400 ticks. That's a pretty major key level. Given we're working with a 48 tick brick, I think I might go ahead and make a 6 tick adjustment on this. Make it 15.1.5. 15,100.5 for the stop. And there's our entry again, so we're definitely in the trade. Pound Aussie looking like it's wanting to slowly drift upward. YM and the Russell are both seem to be in consolidation mode, although the YM seemingly finding support at the 50 EMA, so it may be looking to go higher. Micro Russell pushing through its 50 EMA and entering a long trade. Yeah, lots of time to get in that, so we're in the long. I just put the 50 and 200 on there just so we can keep an eye on them. And we pick up a long trade. The long setup is at 97 3/4 with 99 as our stop. I'm going to push that. I would have pushed that to 100.5. But we are long. And there's money management, 100.75. And the Russell also at money management, stop at 64.3. Taking a full loss a little bit there on the micro NQ, and that was a bigger trade than normal anyway with a wick on the bar. target 3 on the micro Russell. So that is win number 2. Stop at 64.9. We got to 125 3/4. We need 126 1/4. So we're 2 ticks from our target. Russell continuing to try and push higher. And significant little push there. Stop up to 66.2. Target 4 at 68.9. And we got there. So it's targets 3 and 4. Trailing stop at 66.2 on the Russell. And we get through target 2 on the micro NQ. Market's trying to break out of its consolidation. And all 3 indices pushing upward. YM at new session highs. Spent most of the day in negative territory. Just crossed through the session open just maybe 5 minutes ago, and also set a new session high 4 bars after that, and setting new session high again. Micro NQ hitting target 3. So that definitely erases the loss that we had. Well, no, it doesn't, because that was a bigger loss than normal. But we should be pretty close to even on the micro NQ, even with the larger loss. And we had, that's right, we had targets 2 and 3 and trail on the first one. So we should be positive. Not hugely so yet. 66.4 for the micro Russell stop. Pound Aussie coming to our entry at 46 again. And the micro NQ trailing at 126 3/4. All 3 market indices that we're watching here in significant up moves, and micro NQ pulling back now a bit. Micro NQ has been setting session highs most of this session. Stop still at 26, and there we go through the stop. So micro NQ stopping out. Targets 2 and 3 and a target 2 roughly trailer. Ticker 2 above target 2. And Pound Aussie starting to push upward a little bit now. Got one more, actually a couple more swing highs that we need to get past. If we get past those, we may be able to get a good trade here. Three trades into the session on Micro NQ. We have 2 wins and a loss. 2 solid wins. Targets 2 and 3 in both of them. And trailing, both of those got trailers up around target 2. So the target 4 positions and the trailer coming off around target 2. And the pound Aussie, so far not able to push past those swing highs this morning. Well, yeah. The first step is you got to learn something about the strategies we're running here. So this spotlight on crude and unleaded, which is not unleaded, is underneath the Micro NQ. Spotlight also on the YM and the pound Aussie. Counterpunch on soybeans and catapult on the Micro NQ and the Micro Russell. And basically, that's one thing about the way Troy builds his systems. It's just, for the most part, follow the dots. We've got a short setup now on Micro NQ. Target 1 is our money management level. This first dot down here at 92.5. That's where we'll move our stop to break even. And our first take profit is target 2, second red dot down here at, let's see, 74 flat. See, Mark, you're starting to make progress. A lot of it is just experience with watching what the markets do and learning how they move. All right, we did hit the entry on the Micro NQ short. That is trade number 4 on the morning. Say, Aaron, you think Mark's coffee is making the difference? Now this, on the Micro NQ, this dot up above the bar is the stop. At stop loss at 140 3/4. So that would be a live trade. All right, we've had another up move on all three market indices, and now they seem to be going into a little bit of a consolidation. Maybe and yeah, there you go, back in, definitely into the short trade. We already had hit the entry, but just hit it again. So definitely should be in the short on the micro NQ. While we're watching those two catapult strategies, we can go back and talk about the pound Aussie. We had the trade 13 seconds after our start time, and lots of time to get into that. So we got short, then we've got a stop and reverse to go back long. Two pip adjustment plus a pip for key level. So a 3 pip loss. That actually, that also pushes the money management up 3 pips to 33. And so our only actionable target was target 4. And I would do something like either just 2 positions, target 4 and trail, or 3 position of your normal 5 positions off at target 4 and trail the other 2. Okay, Neil, that you had asked that yesterday. That is the evening micro Russell catapult trade plan that's on the owner site. So all the settings are there. And that will be easier for you to pick up there than it will be for me to run through them here. Because that'll also have your power of quitting settings and that sort of thing. Micro Russell still live in the long. Micro NQ in a short. So we'll have to see which one prevails. Actually, given the position we're in right now, I would just as soon stop out of the Russell and get to at least money management on the Micro NQ if they're going to follow each other. YM showing a definite downward trend at the moment, testing its 50 EMA. Adding those to the Micro NQ, just so we have an idea of where it is. Pound Aussie trying to work its way up. Russell going up. So is the Micro NQ getting close to stop out here. And another slightly larger size trade. So Micro Russell, 68.3 for the stop. Pushing through, testing its 200 EMA. Okay, the pound Aussie has gotten a bar close above both of those swing highs. So hopefully that bodes well. Although it's still not sure it wants to go up. Oh, I see what it is. And I'm looking at my trading chart for that, and then we got another swing high just below our money management level. Just a bit further back. Right there. And Micro Russell stopping out at 68.7. Solid win there. 2 wins, 2 losses on the Russell. Now, where is the Micro NQ going to go? It's going to have to push through the 50 EMA to get to money management, which, the way it's been going so far this morning, is probably a tall order. And the Micro NQ stopping out. So that is loss number 2. 2 wins, 2 losses. So we can take up to 2 more trades or 1 more loss. Okay, Pound Aussie taking a run at that earlier swing high, getting close to, there's money management and target. And the second target. Stop up to 47 on the adjusted entry. That would be your one pip break even. So we aren't quite trailing yet. We're still just at the break even stop, but all of your target positions have come off. All right, stop now up to 48. So we are trailing. Almost covered the spread now on the trailer. But that's the only position left. We did pick up 13. What did we pick up? 13 and 13 and 17. Less spread of about 3.5, so 9.5 and 13.5 with 2 positions each. So that should get us to positive. And it looks like I may have to abandon that Pound Aussie trade to set up for the crude inventory session. It looks like we're about to get a new long trade on the micro Russell if we get it up close. If we get the up close, we'll definitely have a long trade because we've got the crossover, but we're going the wrong way. No, the trailer is 2. We're trailing the balance line by 2 pips. Just like we do everything else. So 48 is where it should be. You can see the little yellow dot right here, and that green dotted line is the balance line. And it hasn't gone far enough to think about tightening it up, and I actually tend to go the other way. The farther it goes, the looser I'll let my stop be. Give it a little extra room to make some small pullbacks and continue further on if it will. As the stop is within basically 8 pips of where it is right now, so that's not bad. That's basically just one bar. I try to be pretty consistent with my line colors. 200 EMA is going to be that dark magenta. 50 EMA is going to be the goldenrod. 20 EMA will be the dark blue. And the balance line will usually be, especially if it's a standard 9 period balance line, is going to be that dotted green. Short trade on both the micro Russell and the micro NQ. Okay, yeah, probably time right there to have gotten in. Money management and approaching target. There's target 3. No, it's the pound Aussie spot Forex. Pound Aussie Forex pair. That's using Owanda data. Oh yeah, lots of time there. So micro NQ also at money management. 109.5 for the current stop. Looking for take profit target at 81.25. And there is take profit target. So that is win number 3 on the micro NQ. Win number 3 on the Russell as well. Russell going all the way through targets 3 and 4. Trailing now at, looks like 60. Wow. Moving hard down. 65.6 for the trailer. And micro NQ's trailing as well now. 94.75. Moving through target 2, looking for target 3 at 69.25. Pound Aussie stop still at 48. That looks like it's going to move up to, it's only going to move up to 49 at the moment because of the key levels. Balance line at 52.8, so that would put it at 50.8, which would round to 50.51, and that's going to key level down to 49. 64.7 for the micro Russell stop. Target 3 on micro NQ. 80.5 for the trailing stop. So solid short trades. A couple of long winners, and now we get a short winner on each of the catapult markets. All right, just about to no, not really, because if it's just going back and forth, it's still gonna catapult's still gonna get you in trouble. But if you're getting some solid movement, catapult's going to do very well. And we're getting some solid movement in the market today, along with some consolidation periods. That's why we're getting a little trigger in and pull back losses occasionally. And if it weren't quite as volatile, we wouldn't be getting those little pullback trades. Because the volatility will actually throw some of those at you that can get you in a little trouble. But in general, volatility for day traders is a good thing. Okay, pound Aussie did move to 49, and micro Russell just stopped out at 64.7. Micro NQ still in the short, and I'm going to have to wrap it up for this session, and I'll be back in about 10 or 12 minutes for the crude oil inventory session. Inventory report coming out at 11 o'clock. So back in just a few minutes. See you shortly.